So, right then, on our mats, toes forwards, step your feet apart a little bit. Good, good. Feel the floor through your feet. Hands on your hips. Sit them on top of those sitting bones. Fingers, with your fingers feel we call it the ASIS at the front there, the bony bit at the front and the bit at the back with your thumbs. So when I say hands on your hips, it's not necessarily just mindlessly hands on your hips. You're actually feeling for what we call as a physiotherapist, the bony prominences, the bony landmarks. So there you go, and you can feel then whether they're level, whether they're moving, and whether you are in what kind of tilt. It just gives you that nice feedback. So we have our feet hip width apart, your knees just a little bit soft, and with the pelvis, this is where it's useful, tucking under and then sticking your bottom out at the back. Scoop and tuck under and then stick your bottom out. Trying your hardest just to move around the pelvis there. Everywhere else staying quite still. The thing that you'll be tempted to do is stick your ribs out and then tuck your ribs under. So we're not moving from the ribs, we're keeping that bit still, and we're just moving through the pelvis. Thinking about it as a bucket, so think about the pelvis as a bucket, or a teacup perhaps, tipping out of the front and then tipping out of the back. You will always probably feel more movement in that direction than this direction. This tucking under always feels a little bit blocked. Good. So just keep repeating that, tucking under, sticking your bottom out. Good. It's quite nice to tilt one way and then come back to the centre and then tilt the other way and then back to the centre. And then each time you're reminding yourself where that centre is, and the centre is where you want to stay for good posture. And just to give you a little tip, usually that means a little bit tucked under. I would say most people stand with their back arched a little bit there. Good. So tucked under a little bit, ribs down, make sure they're not poking out, and again that tactile feedback on your ribs, putting your hands there, you can tell whether they're flaring up at all. Broaden and open out through your chest. Sink and drop your ribs down. Tuck through your chin and lengthen up through the back of the neck. Good. Swaying from side to side. Try and minimise the movement. Just take your weight over one leg and then over the other leg without picking up the free leg. There. Good. Nice, and then just forwards and backwards. Again, not picking up the heels or picking up the toes. You're just taking the weight to the toes and to the heels. And actually what you want to think about happening is what the rest of your body is doing to control that movement. Good, or to control the body as you move forwards and backwards. Good. And think about those little muscles in your feet. What are they doing as you move the weight forwards and backwards? Not gripping, not grabbing through the toes. Good. Lovely, bring the feet in a little bit and lift one heel and swap. I want to see that nice bobbing up and down of the body. So you virtually come all the way up onto both toes and then drop one heel down. Good. Let's add the single ladies, arms in. Good, one at a time. And not up in front of you like this. That's what people are often tempted to do. Take the arm back behind you. Good. And try not to get the rotation of the chest there. As much as this is a very natural thing as you walk to rotate the chest a little bit, here what we're trying to do is keep that middle bit strong as you have those alternate movements through the arms and the legs. Nice, and that should be stretching out your feet a little bit there as well, feet and ankles. Lovely, so my favourite exercise right now is this one where we take the weight over to the left leg, squeeze your glutes, squeeze through your thigh. The right leg is straight and we're scooping it up and forwards, sideways, and then behind, and that backwards movement should feel very blocked. I only get to there when I have the rest of my body strong. Good. Keep going on the same leg. Forwards, side, behind. Good. And this is a good place for your hands, to be honest. Thumbs stretched up to the ribs, fingertips down towards the bottom of your abs. Good. And keep drawing in your tummy. And basically with the hands like this, if you feel your body stretching underneath your hands, then you know that you're losing the body position. Great. Forwards, side, back. Lovely. Keep the shoulders down. And keep breathing. Lovely. I feel like that's probably enough on that leg. Take the weight over to the other leg. Again, have the hands positioned nicely there. Drop the shoulders. Free up the other leg. Forwards, side, behind. Brilliant. Breathe. Forwards, side, behind. Nice. Lovely. Make sure you don't speed up too fast. Giving myself a talking to. I've gone a little bit too fast there. Good, and keeping those hips nice and level. Last one. Behind. Lovely. Give the legs a little shake. Good. So another one along those same lines, because frankly, once you've got a few of these muscles activated, it's nice to do a run of exercises that use the same muscles. We're going to get those hands back on the hips again. Standing on the left leg first, we're going to do a little dip down, point the toe, tap it to the front. Bring it in, which checks you to have your hips level. Squat and bring the leg to the side. Squat and bring the leg behind you. Now this is different. We allow the body to come forward so you can stretch the leg behind. Okay, tap to the front, side, behind. Little tip is to keep that knee pointing forwards on the standing leg. You can check down to make sure that it is. Behind. Good. Forwards, side, behind. Couple more. Keep breathing. Last one. Good. Side, behind. Lovely. Take the weight onto the other leg. Tighten up through it, squeeze through that leg, keep your tummy strong. Forwards, tap, side, tap, behind. Lovely. Forwards, side, behind. Keep going, keep strong. Drop the shoulders. Behind. Last one. Forwards, side, behind. Now it feels like it's coming in quite dark with this rain, so I'm just going to give us a bit of light. That'll be better. Okay, so feet pointing forwards, toes out, swivel on the toes, bring your heels out, swivel on the heels to bring the toes out. Now one reason for doing that is to get those legs nice and wide. People are tempted to be a little bit more narrow there, so keep the legs nice and wide. Toes pointing out, knees pointing out, but what I want you to do is make sure that when you bend your knees there, so everybody do a little squat, your toes are not pointing all the way out and the knees pointing a little bit further forwards, because the hips only have so much rotation in them. So once you've bent your knees, reposition your toes so that they are in line with your kneecaps. So just to repeat that again, your toes aren't too wide to your knees, so you're not in that position. I want you more here. Okay, hopefully that was all understandable. Up tall, bottom under, squat and back up. I want you to see how low you can comfortably get on that squat. Good. Down and back up. With these squats, with the knees pointing out, we keep our bodies upright. I don't want you leaning forwards into it. So when I say how low can you get, it's how low can you get your tailbone down towards the floor. Good. Think about how low, but also squeezing everything and tightening everything on the way back up again. Low and then squeeze and tighten. Great. Think about dropping the shoulders. Think about keeping the ribs down. Tuck the chin, lengthen up through the back of the neck. Great. Now we're going to pulse at the bottom. So get that nice low point and pulse there. Good. As you're pulsing, readjust yourself. Drop the shoulders, tuck the chin. Breathe. Great. Now come back up again and just wait for that to subside, that slight burny feeling in the legs. Good. We're going to bend both knees with the elbows there. And I want you just to glide a little from side to side so the elbows are rested on the knees. And so we're stretching that inner thigh there, but also working around the legs to stabilise yourself. Good. And come back up. We're going to turn to one side. Get your balance first. Up tall on that back heel. Squeezing your tummy, everything pointing forwards. Drop the heel down, allow your weight to come back, and then draw up on the toes again. So we're working through that back leg, working through the calf of the back leg, pulling up onto the toes. Good. Trying to draw up onto the toes through that big toe. Now there will be some people out there with bunion problems, in which case do your best. You will have a stiffness through that big toe, but I want you to try your best to keep the weight over the big toe. So when bunions become a real problem, you tend to take the weight over through the other toes and have problems there. That's when you want to do something about it. So you want to do your best to keep that big toe nice and mobile. Okay, other side. You might well be losing your socks as well at the same time. So come up tall on the other foot. Everything pointing forwards. Draw in through your tummy. Drop that heel down. Pull up onto your toes. Good. It might feel a bit juddery as you drop the heel down to the floor. Balance. Good. And think about how the rest of the body can help you. Squeeze in through your tummy. Stay strong and tight through your legs. So all the work isn't being done by the feet and the feet alone. Just to remind you again, when you pull up onto your toes, pull up through that big toe. Great. Both legs together. Still along your mat in this position. We're going to have the hands on our hips. We're going to slide that right leg back and come forwards. Really having a balance problem today. Someone in my class the other day had their arms straight out to the side. It's not a bad idea. Come forwards and back up. Come forwards with the body, slide the leg back and come back up. Important to keep everything pointing forwards. And you can either lock the standing leg or you can have it slightly soft through the knee. Feel what the difference is there. Good. 2 more. Quite important to tap that toe on the floor each time just to get your balance back so that you can do the next exercise well. Swapping legs. Good. Slide the leg back and back up. Good. So allowing the body to come forwards, allowing the other leg to come backwards. Draw in your tummy. Great. Drop through the shoulders and keep your breathing relaxed. 2 more. Lovely. Stop there. So it's quite normal for you to feel your hamstrings at the back feel a little bit twangy after those. We don't use our hamstrings particularly strongly in normal everyday life, and certainly not in exercise classes either. So if we stick one heel forwards and your bottom backwards, keeping your chest up nice and tall, good, and then that can stretch through the hamstring there. Very nice. Stick the other heel forward and your bottom backwards. Breathe into the stretch. Good. Lovely. And have had a new idea. I had to challenge myself today how to work our abdominals in standing because we couldn't lie down on the floor. It was so particularly wet in this class that I've just taught. But I did have an idea. So let's have a go at it. We're going to bring the left leg, tighten through the right first, bring the left leg up to the front here. Right hand on the knee. Push down into it and push your knee up. And we're going forwards and backwards with this left arm. So like hundreds. Good. So you should feel those abdominals working a little bit, not as much as we do when we're lying down. But it's just an idea. Great. Bring that leg down. You can't do too many of them because hip flexors get tight. Pick up the other leg, other hand on the knee. Do that again. And backwards and forwards with the other arm. So we're kind of standing hundreds. Good. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Just for a bit of fun. Now, standing on the end of your mat, toes pointing forwards. Take a nice breath in. Breathe out and curl down. Feel that stretch again at the backs of the legs. You may feel a little bit tight from those RDLs that we just did. The ones where we bend forwards, bend and straighten each knee, feeling that stretch down through the backs of the legs there. Let your arms go heavy, let your head go heavy. Good. Hook your hands behind you and stretch over. Great. Cool. Then come down, sit down into your heels and see if you can feel a stretch down through the backs of the calves there. I've got my eye on my cup of tea. Cool, so pushing the heels down into the floor just to see if you can feel that stretch there. Good, and then coming forwards onto your hands and knees. Brilliant. So we're just going to take the weight from arm to arm, feeling the stability that you need around those shoulder blades, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, your chin tucked. Great. Let's have a little stretch of the wrists. Turn one under and the other way without the weight down through it. So don't feel like you've got to put the weight down through it. Just ease over onto it slightly just to feel that stretch. Good. Place it down flat and then the other. Good. Push and straighten the elbow. If you push and straighten the elbow, you will feel that stretch intensify. Great. Okay, with your right leg, as we've been doing, bring the knee in towards the chest, but try not to curl the back at the same time. The knee in and push backwards with the heel. Bring the knee in and slide and push back, squeezing your glutes. Keeping your middle bit strong. Good. 7, 8. 2 more. Lovely. Bring that one down. Take the weight over to the other knee and off we go again. Bring it in, kick it away from you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lovely. Bring that one down. Stretch your right leg out again behind you, just as we have. Correct the hips, tuck the bottom under, and I want us to circle outwards with that right leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circling in, trying to keep the rest of the body still. Lovely. Bring that in. Stretch your other leg out. Lift pull the toes up, circling out. Circle the other way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bring that in. Very nice. Widen the knees and sit back so your bottom goes between your feet. Drop your hips down towards the floor and stretch away with your fingertips. So you're not just relaxing down, you're stretching out with the hands and stretching back with your bottom. Good work. Okay, stretching up and round with that right arm, and then the back of the hand pushing through. Stretch up and out and round, push away with the arm that's on the floor, and then back of the hand through. Good. Last one of these. Lovely. And then the other side, stretch up and round, back of the hand through. Good. Round through. And last one. Great. Good stuff. All right, so turning, sitting, heels planted into the floor. Good. Arms up in front. Pull up tall on the sitting bones. Tuck the chin, lengthen through the back of the neck, and then hands on the back of the head there. So we're in that position, really lovely and strong. Draw in the tummy, sitting up tall. Push your head back into your hands. So as you're pushing backwards, you're tucking your chin slightly. So you're keeping your body strong. You're pushing backwards into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Keep the elbows nice and wide. And go again. Tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. Off we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And last one of these, tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. You will feel a pull down the back, around the shoulder blades. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely, it's quite subtle, but you should feel it down the upper back there. Arms out in front. Curl back, roll back off the sitting bones. Pulling up tall. Curl back and pull up tall. Excellent. Keep going, scooping in the tummy. Draw yourself up again. And you should have that nice warmth around the shoulder blades, giving you an awareness of what you need to be doing around there. Good. Hands behind the head again. As we come back, I want you to bring the elbows together. As you come up tall, bring them apart. Tuck under, curl back, elbows come together. Good. Get to 10 of these. 4, the hands don't have to be wrapped around the back of the head there, by the way. 5, just giving me an idea. We could go from side to side. Curl back, open out to one side. Oh, that's nice. Curl back, open out to the other side. Good. Funny how these exercises come about sometimes. Great. One more each side. Last one. God, they're tiring, aren't they? Come forwards. Excellent. Then straighten either knee, just to ease that off a little bit. And then coming down onto your back. Good stuff. Oh, hair's in the way today. So head on the floor. Good, just keep that down. Drop the ribs, tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. You might have a better idea of what you're trying to achieve there after having done those ones in sitting. Breathe in, breathe out, and open out the front of the chest. Breathe in again. Breathe out and drop the ribs down. Keeping the feet hip-width apart. Good. Rock the pelvis, tucking under, sticking your bottom out. Tuck under. Good. Keep going, scooping, tucking under, just those pelvic tilts, and then settle somewhere in between. Feet are hip width apart, tighten through the pelvic floor, and then lift and lower. So the tightening through the pelvic floor is just a cue to get your deep abdominals to switch on. Deep abdominals come all the way around like a corset, from the bottom of the ribs, all the way around to the spine, and the bottom of the pelvis or top of the pelvis. What you can think about, if the pelvic floor thing doesn't do it for you, you can pull the hip bones together at the front, so you can think about that. Or you can think about a low slung belt around your hips, hipster kind of belt, pulling and tightening. Or actually the sitting bones, the two sitting bones either side that you sit on, if you think about a sling underneath those that you're tightening and pulling together. So all sorts of different cues. Belly button towards the spine isn't a terrible one. It's not one to start with, because what it tends to do is make you grip too much with your abdominals there. Good. Lovely. And the problem with gripping with the abdominals is that you don't give a chance for the deep ones to work. So if you grip too much with the outer abdominals, the deep ones don't work. Good. Okay, lowering one knee sideways and come back up. The whole idea of this one is to not let the hips follow the movement. So as you're taking the leg over to the side, the hip bones at the front need to stay pointing forwards. Good. Keep your breathing nice and relaxed. Great. Keep drawing in through that lower tummy. Good stuff. Cool. Now stretch that right leg away. And what I want you to do with that right leg is tighten through the thigh so the heel pops up at the end. Good. Take these socks off so you can see everything looks a little bit black at that end. And squeeze through the thigh so the foot comes up off the floor. But take note, I'm not lifting the leg like this. That comes next. It's a matter of doing that end of the range movement. There, tighten and lift, just squeezing the thigh. Good. So then I would like you to squeeze, lift and down. So we are now doing the lift and down. Trying to keep those hips as level as you can. Pushing down through the other leg. And breathe. Nice. Place the other foot down. Stretch the other one out. Good. And tighten and down. Squeeze and down. Good. Drawing in through the tummy. Tuck the chin. Broaden the chest. Good. Good, so it's kind of just flexing through the knee. Good. And then tighten through the knee and up and down. 2, 4. Keep strong through your tummy. Push down through the other leg. Fabulous. Okay. So, with the feet hip width apart, bring your hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide, tuck the chin, crunch and down. Good. Crunch. 4, 5, keeping the elbows wide. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your left leg to tabletop. Hold it there and continue to crunch. 1, 2, 3. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Good. Other leg to tabletop and continue. 1, 2, 4, 5. Good work. 6. This is going to get really tiring. 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. And I'll tell you why I've sneaked those crunches in there is so that we know what we're using when we want to layer up the muscles. So those earlier exercises here, they're just using the deep abdominals. These next ones, we want the next layer. So feet hip width apart, tuck the chin, broaden the chest, get into those nice lovely positions. Right leg up, draw in, close down, pick up the other, down and down. So you almost feel like you're doing a crunch, but not moving anywhere. Good. Right, left, right down, left down, ribs down, chin tucked. Good, good. Breathing, nice and relaxed. Arms can be down by your sides, they can be up and across your chest, and they can be on the front here, wherever you feel more comfortable. Good work. Good. Just a couple more. In general, you should feel like you're hollowing through the front of your tummy here. And then the other leg. Good. It's good to play around with which of these corrections of the body you feel like gives you more strength. Tucking the chin, chest open, ribs down, thinking strongly about the pelvic floor, where your arms are. Everyone will have one position that makes them feel like they're stronger, basically. Good. Now then, a set of hundreds with the feet on the floor. Crunch, keep the little arch in the back, fingertips down towards your toes, up and down with the hands. Now think about the pelvic floor here, because do you know what? Everything's pushing down towards the feet, and everything wants to then push outwards. Lift and scoop and squeeze in. Hold all your internal organs in. Good. Right hand behind the head, but then crunch that a little bit more. Left up and down. Lovely. Swap sides, crunch that bit more, because quite often you end up lowering your way down slightly on these ones. Good. Fabulous. Okay, head and shoulders down, arms down by your sides. Lifting the legs up to tabletop. Draw in through your tummy. Knees and toes together, and we're going to roll them from side to side. Roll over and come back. Roll and come back. Now I've got really tight glutes, so by rolling onto them there, they feel quite sore. It's like a massage. Good. Not so fantastic if you've got a zip on your leggings at the back though, so get that out of the way. Good. Squeeze in through the tummy, pulling your way back to the centre as you draw back in. So you're still very active through your abdominals, twisting and then pulling out of that twist. Great. Lovely, and then we're going to turn this exercise into a harder one. Come over to the side if you want to put the feet down because you know that you're struggling with this one, then fine. Stretch up with that right arm, left behind the head, and then we're crunching, tapping the outside of that knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, around there. That arm will feel like it's going straight down the midline. Good. Knees come over to the other side. Left hand behind the head, right arm straight up. Got that wrong, haven't I? Right hand behind the head, left arm straight up. And go again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Brilliant. Bring your knees in. You deserve it. That was a hard little stint. Breathe and out. Good. So some shoulder bridges to unravel from those. Bring your heels close to your bottom. Good. Tucking under. So tuck, curl up. Good. And then drop the ribs down first and curl, curl, curl your way down. Find yourself back in that little arch again. And then flatten your back again, curling up, pushing your knees away. And then the ribs come down and you curl your way back down again. Good. Little arch in the back, flatten, curl up, push your knees away. Tucking under, curling back down. Then we're going to stay at the top. So tuck under, curl up, stay at the top. Drop one knee out and come back up. Drop the other knee out and come back up. Roll onto the outside of the foot, using your glutes, using your hands to keep your hips up if you want to. Good. Lovely. Work your tummy as well at the same time. It's quite hard, but if you drop the ribs down and scoop in, then you can work your tummy as well at the same time. Nice. Curl, curl, curl your way back down again. With your arms up in front of you, I want you to tuck under, curl up, whilst the arms are going up above the head there. Good. Curl back down, keep going, crunch, fingertips to knees. Up, curl up, arms above the head, down, crunch, hands to knees. Good, keep going. Curl up. Brilliant. Not quite got enough room here. Lovely. 2 more. Last one. Nice. One more abs exercise. Legs up, hands behind your head, crunch, stretch out your right leg, rotate to the left, pull in and pause, stay in your crunch, rotate and pause. Good. 4, 5, keep scooping in the tummy. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's try to get to 20. Good. 4, don't bring the elbow across. Try and think about the rib coming across. 9, 10. Good. Knees in. Roll them from side to side. Good. Okay, let's have you onto your side. Good, good. Prop your head up. Tuck your bottom hip back, scoop and tuck under. Good, feet in line with your bum. Lift and lower that knee. Good. 5. Good, quick whiz through of these ones. Feet up and then lift your knee. 2, 3, 'cause we've got a lot of time left. Bring that bottom leg down and we're going to tap the toe down and up. So a little bit different there. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Good. In and out. So come to the front and stretch out. 2, keep the tummy strong. 3, 4, 5, staying strong. 6, 7, 2 more. 9, 10. Brilliant. Other side. Remember the combination that I did. Do like to challenge myself in that way. Tuck the bottom hip back, tuck the bottom under, feet in line, lifting that top knee. Good. Staying strong through your middle. Feet up. Go again. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So keep that top leg up. Drop the bottom one down. Tap the toes together and up. 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Bring the leg to the front, kick out. 1, 2, 3, 4, staying strong. 8, 9, 10. Very nice. So I think a few stretches to finish. Gosh, you haven't got that long. So onto your hands and knees. Let's stretch out the back, drop the hip down, and then come back and stretch backwards. Good. 2. Lovely. 1 more. Great stuff. And then step one leg up in front of you. Lunge a little bit into it, tucking the bottom under, stretching those hip flexors. Good. Just come back a little way to stretch the hamstring at the back. We did a few of those earlier, didn't we, anyway? But they will still be needed. Point and flex the ankle. It gives you a little bit more of a nerve stretch there. Good. Come up, other leg forwards, tuck your bottom under, lunge a little bit into it. Get that hip flexor stretch. Good, good. Sit back a little way, not too far. Point and flex the ankle. Nice. Lovely. So toes under, hands in front, push your way back up and walk the heels down again, drawing in through the tummy, pushing the shoulders back towards your feet. Nice. Walk the hands to your feet and hang there briefly. See if you've gained a little bit more flexibility through that session. I hope so. Good work. Curl your way back up and roll the shoulders. Drop, lift down, round. Good. Preparing for the rest of the day's work there. Good. Excellent.